internet and was picked up by the media of a nursery school teacher brutally beating the little kids in the class. And finally, the government picked it up. There was pressure. They caught this teacher. They put him through court trial. And surprise, surprise, the parents of these little kids were demonstrating outside of the courthouse against his trial. They thought that he was educating their kids, and they feel that he's doing them a favor. And in pointing out to the story, I don't want to sound at all condescending, because I'm also implicated in this paradigm that these parents were part of. I also find myself sometimes doing or thinking in anti-human rights ways, because I was part of this paradigm for more than 30 years. And I wouldn't be pointing fingers. I would be pointing fingers at myself first before pointing fingers at others. So the second point, that was the paradigm. The third point was, it is very difficult to take a vote for your question, Justice Sachs, because also there is a certain perception of religion that, that is very precarious when it comes to human rights. You hear a lot of people in Egypt today saying, Islam, of course, Islam is the origin of human rights. What are you talking about? We came before the Human Rights Declaration. But then there's another, in the same time, the very same voice saying that, no, yes, we are the origin of human rights, but what we have is better. And when it comes to women being elected for the presidency, when it comes to a Copt taking a high position, I don't think today that I can answer with a big yes that it's going to happen today. Maybe it will change. And I think the part of the origin of that is a certain perception of religion, which is changing, which needs to change, and which is unjust to other perceptions of religion that actually does call for the equal treatment of everyone. Women, minorities, other religions, disabled people, everyone. And these are the reasons why I found it very difficult to be able to vote. Especially that in our case, as in your case, the Constitution will be written by an elected body, a constituent assembly that is elected by Parliament. And the coming parliamentary elections are scheduled for September. There is a general, well, I mean, some people are assuming that those who will make use of the, who will win mostly in the coming parliament are those who are the most organized today in Egyptian society politically, who are mainly the Muslim Brotherhood and some old figures from the National Democratic Party, the old ruling party. And if the Muslim Brotherhood take a considerable majority in this parliament, they will be the ones electing the Constituent Assembly who will be writing our constitution. And some people find that quite distressing because even though the Muslim Brotherhood and I would support in them being part of the democratic process and including them on the table, but they have a certain perception of religion that might not be coherent with that of some of us here. And it's typical with Islam and Islamic law, for those who have studied it, that in Islamic law you find a lot of differing opinions, and a lot of them are right at the same time. So when it comes to writing the constitution,